Well, as you guys just saw, I slid my Jeep off the road and got it stuck down in the ditch. And if you're like me and you do a lot of exploring on your own, you might find yourself miles from the nearest house or nearest civilization. And if you get your vehicle stuck and you've exhausted all your self-recovery options, putting pine boughs under the tires, if you don't have a winch, you've tried digging and you can't get yourself out, you might have to find yourself walking to find some help, or staying with your vehicle until the next vehicle comes by. And that may be a day or two, which means you'll be staying the night out with your vehicle, or you might be walking throughout the night to get to that civilization. So today I'm going to show you what I carry in my Jeep to help me out in those situations. So what I carry is this backpack from Life Gear, and this is called the Wings of Life Survival Backpack. I'm going to go ahead and pull it out, find a place out of the wind so I can go over it with you guys. Stay tuned. One of the first things you'll notice about the Wings of Life backpack is its bright yellow color. Now Life Gear did it on purpose. This being a survival backpack, you're going to want that bright color for high visibility, easier for rescuers to find you. There's also a reflective strip over on this side right here that if it's nighttime, headlights or flashlights will reflect off that, help you be found easier. There's also a red LED light up top here. It's got a whole bunch of different functions, from solid color to flashing to blinking to running back and forth. Just a lot of different options. You can turn that on again to be help seen better at night. On the side over here, you'll see that there's some shock cord that runs down to this mesh paneled pocket. You can put something tall in there and tighten it down with this shock cord. Over here, there's just another mesh panel pocket, keep something small inside of there. On both sides of the backpack, there's mesh pockets again. You can keep water bottles, thermos, or just additional items, and it will tighten down with more shock cord. On the back, you've got two good contoured padded shoulder straps. There's loops in them and little rings. You can add additional items, if you want them up front by your chest if you want. On top, there's a really nice rubberized carry handle, just getting it in and out of your vehicle, or if you need to carry it, it's a good contoured hard plastic handle. Moving back to the front of the backpack, we'll see why it's called the Wings of Life. You just undo this zipper that runs down the middle, and it opens up just like wings. And you've run into some of your first survival and first aid items, and we'll start going over those. First thing that I'll go over is this survival whistle. It's actually a 4-in-1. Obviously it's got a whistle. You can see the compass here. There's also a small magnifying glass on the side, and then you've got a thermometer that reads in Fahrenheit and Celsius for you. And that's just on a small key ring. I've just got it on the shock cord on the front, that way it stays inside the wings and out of the way. Moving on to this side of the wing, you got a small velcroed pocket here, and inside of it is just a small multi-tool, just like any other multi-tool. It's got your pliers, the wire cutter, there's a knife blade inside of there, screwdrivers, can opener, just like most any other multi-tool. This one's got a small key ring. You can actually move it to the front, or actually carry it on your keys if you wanted to, but it fits perfectly just inside this little pocket. There's a zippered pocket right next to that, and it's really flat paneled. It doesn't come with anything inside this side, but you could just add some small items if you wanted to. And moving down the wing, there's a pocket with a waterproof poncho, and it just sits in there. It's pretty thin, but for just a couple days or a downpour, it's going to keep you dry and possibly help keep you a little bit warmer. Moving even farther down the wing is another pocket, and this one carries the first aid kit. Now this first aid kit is pretty basic. Okay, it's just got your basic items like band-aids, ointments, some pain relievers, and whatnot, just to maybe help you get through a couple days. You know, you get a couple scratches, a headache, whatever. But it's just a good little first aid kit. 34 items total inside of there, but it fits really nice inside its own little pocket. Marked first aid, so that way maybe if you are injured and someone comes along, they open this up, they'll know where your first aid kit is. Alright, moving over to the other wing. Up top we've got the same kind of small zippered pocket, but this one actually comes with a pad of paper and a pen. Okay, so if you are in a situation like mine, I could actually leave a note with my Jeep, maybe saying the time and date, my direction of travel if I'm trying to do a self-rescue, and any pertinent information that rescuers or someone that comes by and sees the Jeep might need to know. And the pen actually acts as a lock on the cover so it doesn't open up. And moving down on the wing, you'll see that there's a thermal space blanket. Alright, that's going to go along with your poncho, you know, help keep you warm and dry if you have to stay the night out there. And moving even farther down, you'll see that there's a signal mirror in this last velcroed clear pocket. And this signal mirror, I mean, it's okay. You know, I would probably switch this out with a different one, but this one would work if it's sunny out and there's search planes or helicopters looking for you. You could use that to signal them and get yourself rescued. Moving on to the main compartment of the backpack, you'll notice it's double zippered. That way you've got multiple options of, you know, where you open it and how you close it. So the first thing that you'll see inside the main compartment is this cardboard box. Okay, I know it's kind of weird carrying a cardboard box inside there, but I actually really like the idea because it keeps all your life essentials right here other than your first aid kit, which is in one of the wings. But you open up the box, the first thing you'll see is a hygiene kit, and it basically just comes with some pocket tissue, some soap, toothbrush, toothpaste, a comb, you know, some dental floss. You know, because not all survival situations are going to be like the one I'm presenting you with my Jeep today. You know, maybe you keep this backpack at your work, you get snowed in, you've got to stay the night, or you keep the backpack in your closet at home and you have a power outage, you've got to go to a family member or friend's house. You can just grab the backpack and you'll have a hygiene kit that'll last you a couple days. Speaking of a couple days, you'll also get 36 hours worth of emergency drinking water packets. You're basically limited to 2 packets a day, so that means this thing comes with 6 packets, but it does give you some water, and it also gives you this big huge chunk of emergency ration, and it's actually split down to 9 small little cubes, very high in protein, a lot of calories, basically will sustain you for 36 hours worth of food. That's what all comes in this cardboard box. Next thing you'll see in the backpack is an 8x10 waterproof tarp. Okay, if you are trying to do a self-rescue, you're walking out, gets dark on you, you decide you want to build a shelter, you've got a tarp to keep yourself dry out of the elements. Next thing you'll notice is this waterproof dry sack. Okay, if you want to put your wallet, documents, maybe some money, whatever. And whatever, you know, if you're going to supply this backpack with more items, maybe you want to keep your, you know, passport, your birth certificate, just important papers. You know, if there's a flood or heavy rains, you can keep it all inside of this dry sack. Next thing in the backpack is this face mask. Okay, again, maybe if it's a natural disaster or something where there's going to be a lot of dust in the air, maybe some airborne pathogens or something, you've got a face mask to put on to go ahead and travel and breathe some somewhat safe air. And the last thing that the backpack comes with is these leather palmed gloves. Okay, obviously these things aren't going to keep you really warm, but in a situation like mine where I try to cut some pine boughs to put under my tires, you know, you could put these on and keep yourself from getting a bunch of blisters and stuff like that. And the last thing I'll show you, you've already seen this red LED light, but it just clips inside there with a little pocket clip, and you can actually take that out, put it on your belt, maybe, you know, hang it in a tree, whatever you need to do, but that way it's not always with the backpack. And you see this little blue button back here is your on switch, and it also switches the different functions. You can see a real flash blink, slow blink, goes back and forth. A lot of different functions for it. Maybe you feel one will attract the rescuers better than the other. So it gives you a lot of different options, but it gives you a great storage place inside the backpack, and that way while you're walking you can have it going. Anyone comes up behind you, they can see you. So you guys, this is the Life Gear Wings of Life backpack. A great survival backpack to keep in your vehicle, in your office, at work, or even in your closet at home. Will help you make it through a couple days. Next thing I want to go over with you is some of the additional items that I've added that I feel comfortable with carrying and that I think I would need if I was in a situation. Alright, like I said earlier, you might want to add some additional items to the Wings of Life backpack, to personalize it, or just add items that you feel you might need in a survival situation. So the first thing I'm going to add is a bigger multi-tool. This is my Leatherman Kick. Okay, I don't mind keeping it in here because I carry a different multi-tool with me on my EDC. So I don't mind just keeping that in there. I'm also going to throw in a fixed blade knife. This is my CRKT Ultima. Again, this is just a knife I don't mind keeping in the pack. It's not one that I use normally when I go camping or hiking. I'm also going to want to add a way to start a fire. So I'm going to add my Strike Force fire steel inside there. To go along with the tarp, I'm going to add about 50 feet of paracord. That way if I do need to set up a shelter, I've got a way to rig it up. And you guys saw the leather gloves. Obviously in the wintertime they're not going to keep you warm, so I'm just going to add some hand warmers to my kit. Again, to go along with the weather, I'm going to add a fleece cap, help keep my head and ears warm. I also want to add my USGI canteen. I've got the metal canteen cup inside of here. That way I've got myself a cooking implement. I can heat up the water, cook any food or anything like that if I need to. And it just adds a little bit of additional water. And the last thing I'm going to add is another piece from Life Gear. It's this multi-purpose radio flashlight. It's got the different weather channels, your AM, FM channels. It's a LED flashlight, and it also blinks with some red LEDs up top, just to be as a signaling device. It's got a siren. Very annoying sound. It would obviously not be a natural sound, so if someone heard that, they could tell it was a distress call. The really great thing about this is it is wind up. Okay, that way you don't need to add batteries or carry spare batteries. It is rechargeable though. You can buy an additional adapter at Life Gear's website to recharge it through the AC adapter, and you can also plug in a cell phone adapter. That way you can charge your cell phone, maybe it went dead and that's why you have to self-rescue. That's just another really neat item. I'll go do a full out review on this item later on. That's just an item I keep in one of the side pockets. I've got myself a flashlight, radio, weather channels, and all that. Well folks, that was the Life Gear Wings of Life backpack. It's time for me to head over here to the highway, see if I can get someone to help me get my Jeep out. So until next time, thanks for watching. Go out and live.